Hi, welcome to Springdale Today. My name's Mary Jordan. I'm your host. Today we're going to be talking with Springdale High School wrestling coach Josh Rivers and RJ Iban, a Springdale graduate who's one of 3 Springdale wrestlers who competed in the 2024 Micronesian Games, earning 3 gold and a silver medal. RJ was a double gold winner at the Games and is going to share his experience with us. Now, the Micronesian Games are a quadrennial multi-sport event held in Micronesia. The competition is open to the 10 member federations of the Micronesian Games Council. The 2024 Games were featured in June in Majuro, the capital of the Marshall Islands. Thank you guys for being here with us.
Well, thank you for having us.
Pleasure to be here.
This is really super cool. I can't wait to have this discussion with you. RJ, now you're a graduate of our schools, right?
Yes,
When did you graduate?
I graduated in the spring of 2019.
Okay, and where do you find yourself now?
So right after I graduated from Springdale High, I was blessed with the opportunity to continue my education and wrestling career at the University of the Ozarks, and I graduated this past spring. And as of now, I'm currently job searching. So whether it's with the Springdale Public Schools or NGO or whatever it may be, I know I'm going to be set well, and the future is bright.
It is. And you have your degree in business administration, you
Yes,
said?
ma'am. Business administration, and then I double minored in health science and theater. So, yep.
Are you actively training as a wrestler? You competed in the Games in June, and you've graduated. So
Yes.
tell me a little bit about your training and what you're doing now as far as wrestling goes.
As far as wrestling goes, I just wake up in the morning, early morning run. Well, right now, just conditioning and like body strength, trying to build more meat on me. Yeah, because wrestling with grown men now, it's not high school or college anymore. It's the senior level, so I gotta have my body ready and
So where are you wrestling then? Where are you competing?
I've been practicing with the River Valley Wrestling Club, and then, well, coach, I'm sorry to tell you, but they're gonna be seeing a lot more of me. So now that I'm back home, and
All right, that's exciting. That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm excited for you, and I'm glad that you get to continue to do something you love. When you went to the Micronesian Games, what country were you representing when you were there?
I was representing the Republic of the Marshall Islands.
Very good. And your family has a connection, right, to the Marshall Islands?
Yes.
What can you tell me about that?
My family, my grandfather, he was a high political and societal leader, or he was a chief of all chiefs. In Marshallese, they call it Iroyalabalab. So he was like the chief of all chiefs, and at one point in time, he was the president of the Marshall Islands as well. So I know it's cool having that connection, and I know just being able to represent as well.
What was that like for you to be there and representing the Marshall Islands, your family, your community on such a huge stage?
Yeah, blessed. Thank the man above with the opportunity he provided me, because I don't know, it was different. That was the first time the Marco Games was held in Majuro, Marshall Islands. So I don't know, just to go out there, put on a show for my people is a blessing.
Josh, you were his coach as Springdale?
Yeah,
Springdale High School?
sophomore year to a senior year.
What can you tell me about him as an athlete?
As an athlete, I would say his sophomore year was a little rough. He came over. I don't know that his record was very good. It might have been about 500 that year. But his junior and senior year, he came on, and he graduated really young. I mean, he didn't turn 18 until August of his freshman year in college. So, I mean, he was ahead of the curve, I think, his education-wise, but he could have been, probably a junior his senior year. And I think that, one more year, he would have been the state champion. We had an unfortunate semifinals match his senior year that I thought he could have won there and should have been probably the finals match, in my opinion. But he had a strong work ethic, super respectful. He was highly competitive. He wanted to win, but never did anything that was like unsportsmanlike, nothing like that. I mean, everything that you could want in an athlete, that's what RJ was. And he represented Springdale. He was a leader. People looked up to him. A lot of the Marshallese, were coming out to be around him, and at that time, you hear that his grandfather is the president of the Marshall Islands. Like, you didn't share that. He's like, well, I didn't know you needed to know that. And then you kind of do a little research, and he's meeting Barack Obama and all this, and then his nephew comes out, Wawa, but his named after your grandpa, Latakla. So it was a cool experience having him on, and then other Marshallese that came on, like a Eliu, that's his family members were high up too. So it was cool, and you just kind of build this connection with them and learn about their culture. Before, when I got to Springdale, I didn't know, had no idea. And so that time, I mean, he was probably my middleman to help me understand everything. And so it was fun.
What brought you to wrestling? Why that sport?
All right, so I'm the youngest of 7, 6 boys, 1 girl. So I don't know, ever since like I was a little boy, everything competitive, and all my siblings, they just good at different sports, whether it was basketball, football, tennis, anything. Well, I don't know. I was playing football my 8th grade or my 9th grade year. And then one of the coaches, Coach Matthews, he brought out like a mat. He was like, hey, today, it was like the end of the season. So like, today, we're going to do a little wrestling. I was like, what the heck? Okay. So he was going out name by name. RJ, and then one of my teammates, John Tate Huggins, we had a little scuffle going, or like, nah, we like wrestled for a bit. And then I don't know, ever since that day, boom, I don't know, fell in love with it. Then I wrestled for the Blue School. We don't say the name. We don't say that name. I wrestled for the Blue School 9th grade year, and then transitioned over to Springdale my 10th grade year and wrestled under Coach Rivers. And yeah.
Why continue to do it now?
I don't know, my love for the sport. I don't know, and the people that I've, the paths I've crossed and the people I've met is unbelievable. The community, wrestling community, and I don't know, just the things I find within myself because of wrestling, or I don't know, there's so many different reasons. I just love the sport, and I don't know, love who it's made me.
You can see just in the expression in your face how much you really like what you're talking about. What allowed you to compete in the Micronesian Games? What's the qualification for that like?
Well, I was competing for the University of the Ozarks throughout my college tenure, and the Marshall Island Olympic Committee, they like reached out to me and were asking if I was interested in representing the Marshall Islands, and I was like, bro, what the heck? That's a no-brainer. Of course I would. And yep. So this past year, I was fortunate enough to go compete in the Oceania Games in Australia, 2023. And
Minshew, right?
Yes. Then we were out there last summer. Last summer. We ended up doing pretty well. He placed silver, and then I ended up placing 3rd. But I don't know. It was a cool experience.
When you said he placed silver, who was that?
Minshew Jang.
Yeah, he was the first Marshallese state champion in the state. I don't know, maybe in the country. I really don't know. I haven't really dug into that, but definitely in the state of Arkansas, he was there. And you guys both got funding from the Olympic Committee there to help you guys out with training and college and stuff like that. So it was a really good deal. Terry Sasser.
Did you coach him as well?
Yeah, Minshew was my guy from his 9th grade year up until his senior year.
How does it feel to see the students that you've coached go on and do such great things?
I get a sense of like happiness. Like you kind of get to see them grow up, and I don't care if they go to college or the military or whatever. I just want to see them be successful. Minshew is doing really good. He's got a baby boy now. Whether it's Thoper Runny that's got a couple kids that really helped him out, and Jason Pedris is in the military. Benson Lackabung, having a great career in the Navy, comes back all the time, and he'll just drop off some cases of water or Gatorade at an event for the kids and just wants to hang out. And it's just great to see that. And it doesn't matter if they were a JV kid or a varsity kid or a kid that plays or a kid that didn't place. You just kind of you got this sense of family out of them. And they know they can drop by. Paul Mejavon drops by all the time. And it's cool. And now we're getting to the point now that I've been at Springdale long enough that others are coming back to give back to, like, even our youth organization, Trey Potts and Isaac Potts. They're both there with their nephews and their little brothers. And Trey's got a little 2-year-old Maverick that's running around on the mats. And Aiden, Stevie's brother. I didn't coach Stevie, but he's got a son, Aiden, and it was probably the time that I felt the oldest. He was looking on the wall, and he sees all the names. We have every kid that's been a state placer, state champions up on our wall, and he looks up and he sees Isaac and Stevie and Trey, his uncle's up there, and he's, "Coach, did you coach my dad?" And I said, "No, I didn't. I coached your Uncle Trey and your Uncle Isaac." He said, "You coached them?" It's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Man, you're kind of old." It's like, well, and Trey talks about that too, like eventually, Maverick's going to walk in and, in a couple of years and, "Hey, coach." And Trey's, "Hey, coach." "Well, that's my coach." Like now I'm starting to feel it, and it's fun though. It's that family dynamic that we've developed, and they all know it. They want to see what's going on and how can they help out. And it's great. I mean, wrestling's fairly new to the state of Arkansas anyway. I mean, 2008 was the first year it was sanctioned. So we're here at this point and get to have conversations like this. So I love it.
It says a lot about you as a coach and the program that you're building and have built, that the students are coming back. You're not the coach that they want to talk about as the nightmare. You're the coach they want to come back and visit. RJ, how did you feel when you found out you were going to the Micronesian Games?
I was excited. I was knowing that it was the first time and it was going to be held at the Marshall Islands. So I know I was just extremely excited.
Have you competed in them before, or is there an age limit?
No, there's no age limit. But no, I have not. That was my first time competing for the Micro Games.
And was it exciting news to hear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
How so?
Cause I don't know. My one of my older brothers, he had the opportunity to compete and represent the Marshall Islands at the Micro Games 2020 or 2012. Yep. So just seeing how he was blessed with the opportunity, I was like, dang, one of those days, on whether I was dribbling basketball, swimming, or whatever sport it was gonna be. And it just ended up being wrestling. I was like, man, I want to represent my islands as well.
Right. Now that's really cool. You had 2 matches that you won gold in, or events, I should say.
Yes.
What can you tell me about those? One of them's rather unique.
All right. So one of them, that was my first time placing and getting gold in the Micro Games. And I don't know, just the environment, the people around there. It was the first time, like, my people, they had the opportunity to see wrestling live. So I don't know. It was cool. I don't know, competing. And then one of the guys, Naru, he's a decorated veteran in the game. And I don't know, just to knock him off, because he was I don't know, ranked first or whatever. And I don't know, just to be able to go out there and compete and do very well and earn a couple goals, it was amazing.
What were the golds? What were the actual categories that you won the golds in?
Greco and freestyle.
And one of them was in a unique location, was it not?
Beach wrestling.
Beach wrestling.
Yes.
Okay, so growing up in California, I heard of beach volleyball, but never beach wrestling. What can you tell me about that?
Oh man, that was a different environment. That was my first time wrestling in the sand. I know.
How'd you do in that one? I didn't get to see that one.
Dang, that was the one that I ended up placing silver.
You got silver, so 2 gold, 1 silver there, and first time ever in that one, right?
Yup. I don't know. It was cool.
What was that like, wrestling on the sand as opposed to wrestling on the mat?
I don't know, the footing, and I don't know. I guess you got to be more logical in what you do. Think ahead, because once you step right there, your feet's gonna kind of move around, and I don't know. It was a cool experience.
You don't get to be as fast in that.
Yeah, yup.
So what countries did you wrestle?
I wrestled Nauru, Pohnpei, Chuuk. Yeah.
And it sounds like, Coach, that you saw at least one of the matches. What did you observe as a coach?
I thought it was awesome. So I had some of our wrestlers that were there, and like Ishmael, uh, his girlfriend at the time, Layla, was one of my former wrestlers. She traveled there, and so she was doing a live stream right there in the corners. And so all the wrestlers were coming and talking to me. Hey coach, like how am I doing? And so I'm having like a live dialect in the middle of their matches, and I get to see things happen, and then all the posts that happen on Instagram. And I mean, it was just awesome. Like the environment, I wish I was there. Like after he got his big takedown, and the excitement that came off of him, that I wish I could have been there, but I got to feel it and see everybody. And, I couldn't hear what was going on there for a moment on the live stream because everybody was just screaming. It was awesome.
Tell me about this big takedown.
It was to cap off my my finals match, my very first gold. I don't know. I was up. Dang, I forgot what the score was, but I just needed 2 more points.
Yeah, you were up 8. You needed 2 more to get the tech.
And then I don't know. I kind of faked up, and then went for a double. He was up here trying to get up too, and then I don't know. I just got him, ran him outside the mat, and dropped him off, sent him packing. But
I mean, you ran him all the way across the. It was fun.
The environment was absolutely electric. Everyone jumping, everyone chee-hooing. It was cool because I got up, and then I saw the president the current president, the Marshallese first lady, President Hilda C. Jaime, and my grandmother as well. It was cool because I saw her. I was like, oh dang, I just did that in front of. And then I looked around. I was like, dang, I did that in front of everyone, my family, my sisters, my nieces and nephews. So the Marshall Islands, it's Happy Halloween today over here. But in the Marshall Islands, it was the Halloween yesterday. Oh. One of my nephews, he was like, dang, I want to be a wrestler. Halloween, he dressed up as a wrestler. And I know it was cool. I was like, man, it's cool. Inspiring the young ones. Yeah.
That really is cool. You said that it was the first time your people had seen wrestling, though? So you obviously made a heck of an impression. Tell me about that. Is it not something that's common in the Marshall Islands?
Well, like wrestling for fun, yes, but not like sanctioned events or anything like that. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess back in the day, they would have like battles and like wrestle, but
it's a very small community there. I mean, Terry Sasser, who is like one of the head figures there, he reached out to me because we do have a big population of Marshallese on our team to help them fill out their lineups and stuff. And so we had some ranking matches and stuff here to be able to send them over to the Marshall Islands there. I know there was another one. It wound up being Ishmael's cousin.
Yeah,
that was I don't know where I want to say he's from New York or something. Like he was up north, and he wound up winning gold too. So it was kind of cool.
Kennedy.
It sounds really cool. Were you surprised how well your former student athletes did?
I have belief in them. They prepared. And it was really good for us because it was, right after our state tournament, and so all of our guys have been preparing for that season. He's in college. He's preparing for big events too, and I thought going in that we were going to be pretty well prepared. And if you're prepared, you have the conditioning, and you have the confidence going in there. Mixed in with a little luck, anything can happen, and so I just told them, be grateful for the opportunity, and, you might not get another one. And so just go out there, have fun, put your foot on the line, and wrestle like each one's your last one.
Are those the traits that you kind of asked athletes to bring to the mat?
Every time. It's just, I always tell them, be grateful for the opportunity, because you never know until it's gone. When your coach hugs you for the last time and says you had a great career, and you just realize it's gone, just like that. If you don't get an opportunity like RJ or Logan Walton or some of these other guys like Trey Ponce that go on to wrestle at the next level, or represent your country, it's over. It's just such a short time. So you don't want to be 20 years down the road wondering what if I would have worked hard, what if I could have done this. You're grateful for your time, you're grateful for the opportunity to put your foot on the line and compete. And if you do everything and prepare, you should be able to say in 20 years I did everything I could, and you'll have great memories that way. And that's what I really want to instill in them.
RJ, is there anything you learned from Coach Rivers when he was coaching you that you still carry with you as an athlete today?
Yes, yes. Be fearless. And dang, I remember one of my first college events, like wrestling, was I was asking coach, or I was just like kind of nervous just talking to coach, and he was like, "Hey, RJ, no matter what, you're meant to be here, or like you're there for a reason. So make them like." I was like, "Dang," that kind of like calmed my nerves. I was like, "All right, so anything I do, it's just I'm here. Let's make the most of it and be fearless. Go after it. Like what's the worst that's gonna happen? You might end up here, but you might end up down here. Whatever happens, you're still at the end of the day, you're still you, and you could carry on, do you."
You might wrestle and become a competitor in the Micronesian Games, right? I mean, just give it a shot. Yeah.
Right.
Was there anything about the games that you experienced that you genuinely didn't expect?
Yes, dang. The opening ceremony, they had a bunch of famous Micronesian artists, and one of my favorite bands, Rebel Soldiers. They came, and then performed. They had the whole place jumping, and I don't know. It was a really cool experience.
It sounds awesome. Had you been to the Marshall Islands before that?
Yes, one time prior.
Just one time. So was there anything that you made sure that you experienced and did while you were there?
Yeah. Oh, yes. I ended up going spearfishing, and then
Okay, that's cool.
yeah, I ended up going spearfishing, and it was I don't know, it was different for me because everyone out there that I went spearfishing with, they're like fish. I don't know, they're like fish, walking fishes, because they'd be down there for like 4 or 5 minutes. I'd be down there a minute 10, may not even a minute sometimes, coming up. Dang, where's everyone at?
They're still down there.
They're still down there.
Nobody's doing it, huh?
Mm-hmm. Then that was like my first time swimming with sharks.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd be like down there. Oh man, have you guys seen that Percy Jackson, the lightning thing?
Oh yeah.
Beginning of the movie where he's just in the pool, just like at peace with life and everything. I don't know. That's how it was at the bottom of the ocean, just seeing fish come like swim around me, and I don't know. I felt at home.
That was awesome.
Thank you for sharing that with us. Did you see any sharks?
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my heart was beating, bro. Everyone was like, "Hey, if you see a shark, just act normal," because they know they could sense if you're scared.
Hey, it's a shark. Be cool. Be cool. It's a shark.
I thought it was cool to see like some of the videos that were being posted, and you guys were cheering on the other competitors. Like RJ, don't let him fool you, was running around with a Marshall Islands flag, and he's running up and down the stands, getting everybody to cheer during a couple of the other events. And so I thought it was cool that they were all competing, but then once their events were done, that they were helping cheer and get everybody riled up in the other events. So
yeah.
Says a lot about the spirit of the games. Do you plan on going back in the future if you can?
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah, that was, man, that experience alone, I'm gonna hold it near and dear to my heart. And I know if I have the opportunity to have more experiences like that, I'll most definitely take part. So yeah.
What's your future then like as a competitor? Do you have anything coming up?
Yes, this upcoming 2025, there's the South Pacific Games in Palau, and I plan on going there. And then I think the following November, that's the Oceania Games. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Could any of these things be a pathway to competing in the Olympic Games?
Yes, ma'am. Like I stated earlier, I placed in the Oceania Games in
summer.
Yeah, last summer, and I went again earlier this year, February. So that allowed me to compete for the Oceania Africa Games, but that was the same weekend as my college graduation, so I had to pick and choose. I was like, this graduation was kind of a monumental moment in my life. So I was like, damn, I'm kind of...
Yeah, but each one of those are like qualifiers. So like once he gets to the next step, then he can have the opportunity to advance and then qualify for qualify his weight for the Olympics.
Marshall Islands would compete with whom in the Olympics? Would they be independent or are they part of something greater?
They're independent, but yeah.
Yeah, so they'd be. So if you were competing for the Marshall Islands at the Olympics, it would be Marshall Islands.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope if you make that journey that you guys will give us a heads up so we can talk with you more about it. And Coach, what about the team? How does their season look like they're doing this year?
I think we're pretty good. I think in years past we'd probably be a good dual team. This year I think we're a good tournament team. I think we have some people that can go. Jackson Sportsman's returning this year. He's a 2-time state champion, looking for his third. Bruce Quayle is a 2-time state champion, 3-time finalist, looking for his third state title. Elizabeth Garcia is looking for her second state title and to become the first female and first Hispanic, I guess, in Springdale to be a 4-time state medalist and 2-time state champ. That would be really awesome. We have Miguel Medina. I think that's going to do really good for us. Melanie Madrano. She's doing really well right now. She was at preseason nationals, and I mean, she took out a Pan American champion. I mean, beat her pretty handedly, 11-3 there, up in Des Moines, Iowa this past weekend. So, I have great hopes for her. She might be probably one of the best to come through on the girls' side in a long time, maybe in the state.
Wow, that's super exciting. I'm going to chat with her too.
She's a ninth grader, so
yeah. So we've got some time to catch up,
yeah.
right?
I mean, we're at fall brawl and she won, and her sister's really good too. Her little sister, 7th grade. She was the third girl ever to triple crown in USA Wrestling girls history, which means that she won the preseason nationals, she won folk style nationals, and then in Spokane, Washington, she won freestyle nationals. And so she's the first or the third girl ever to do that. First in the state of Arkansas. And, she took second at preseason national this year in a higher weight class and the older division. But, yeah, they're really good. And up at Fall Brawl, they both won, which is a pretty big tournament around here. And, had some college coaches asking about them. And I said, you can't talk to them right now. They're either too young, the 7th and 9th grade. And they're like, well, you let us know when they're of age. So they'll be fun to watch in the next couple of years. I'm sure you'll have them on.
That is super amazing. It's really exciting, and I shouldn't be surprised at all. But every time I hear a story like this, I'm like, these kids are in our district?
Absolutely.
We have so many remarkable kids in our district and so many remarkable young men who've come from our district as well. We've talked about a lot today, and thank you for making me smarter on all the things we talked about.
Yeah.
Is there anything else to bring this conversation that I haven't thought to consider?
I just think I think RJ has laid one of the guys that helped these other wrestlers coming up, and I am appreciative of his role model that he is. Now he is the first one under me that has not only gone to graduated from college, but we've had those, but he's the first one to finish out on a 4-year. Trey Ponce was JUCO, all at college, All-American and stuff, but he's the first one from a 4-year university that wrestled all 4 years there. And I think he's somebody in our organization that we can look to and say, you should be like him. And so I like being able to sit down and have a conversation with you and so other people can see it, and that's what makes it great here in Springdale.
Well, I appreciate you both talking with us. RJ, did you have anything else you wanted to add today?
Yes, I'd like to thank you for having us. And I don't know, Coach Rivers, you've impacted my life more than you'll ever know. And I know at the end of my senior year, you're getting tired, RJ, getting tired of seeing me. RJ, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Then, all right, so small story. It was a couple weeks before school started in college. He was like, RJ, I know somebody at the University of Ozarks. Give him a call and we'll have you.
Yeah, so Leroy Gardner was there and reached out to him, and he made his decision late. It was more than less, but it works out for you, right? And so Leroy wound up recruiting him, and then you had Coach Vinny there, and Leroy's actually an assistant coach at the University of Purdue now. So works out.
Heck yeah, I'm blessed with this man, the Springdale family, because as a mentor, coach, but most importantly as a person, he's man, this is the kind of person that you want in your corner. He's just every step of the way he's been there and always reliable. So thank you, Coach, for everything you've done for me.
Well, thank you.
Heck yeah.
Thank you both for sharing your story, sharing with me. Thank you for investing in our kids. You know, it's making a difference. And RJ, thank you for everything that you're doing out in the world. I cannot wait to see what you do next. We appreciate you both being here today.
Awesome.
And thank you for joining us. I look forward to talking to you next time. My name's Mary Jordan, and I'll be talking to you soon about what's happening in Springdale today.
Springdale Today is a production of the Springdale Public Schools Communications Office.
The podcast is hosted by Mary Jordan and is produced and edited by Micah DeLacy.
Be sure to subscribe to Springdale Today for free on your favorite podcast platform.
And don't forget to follow Springdale Today on social media for episode updates
and behind-the-scenes conversations.
Thank you for listening. We hope you join us in the future as we continue to learn about the amazing stories happening in Springdale today.